What's up guys, today we're going to be talking about the basics of Lightroom and how you can make your photos much more representable for social media and for client purposes. So right off the bat you can see this is our workspace. Okay, so let's just get the basics over from here, that what are the options we get and what are the things we will be using. So on the top right corner, library, develop, map, book, slideshow, print, and web, from which mostly we're going to be working on library and develop. Now on the left hand side we can see navigator, preset, snapshots, history, collection. So navigator helps in magnifying an image, and it also helps in letting you know that which part are you zoomed in. You can easily scroll through your workspace with the help of that feature. There are basically two ways you can import an image. One is going to files, import photos and videos, from which this box will pop up. So on your left hand side you can see all these file locations from which you can search for where you want to import your images. I have mine on desktop, hence I'll just choose desktop. You can see on my desktop there are only two images, which I'll deselect the one I don't need and select the one I need and click import. And here you can see my image has been imported. The other method of importing an image is from here. It says import and export. So I'll be clicking import, and the dialog box that just appeared, it's going to be the same. And now you can see all your file settings over here, your file options over here, from which I will be just selecting desktop. And the nice thing about Lightroom, it doesn't copy double images. So you can see that the one that I've already imported, it grays that out. I'll deselect it because I don't want it, and I'll hit cancel. So now we have our image in our workspace. To edit an image, we're going to go to develops. As you can see, it shows no photo selected because I haven't selected the image that I imported. The easiest ways to do is clicking the bottom arrow, clicking the image you want to edit, and now you have your image on your workspace. So let's talk about the right side of Lightroom. On the right hand side you'll see this tab in which it shows all your editing options. These are all the tools that you need to edit an image. Over here we have histogram, basics, tone curve, HSL, color, split toning, details, lens correction, transform, effects, and calibration. I won't be going in lens correction, transform, and other options because that is going to be another video. For right now, it's just going to be about basics. So when we open the basic tab, you can see there are such options for exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, whites and blacks, clarity, dehaze, vibrance, saturation. Now when I want to increase an exposure, I will just slide it to my right hand side, and when I want to decrease an exposure, I'll slide it to my left hand side. The same value goes for all the other options. A trick that I learned in Lightroom is that in the whites and the black section, when you want to increase the whites and the blacks, the easiest way to edit whites and blacks is by clicking on Alt, and for Apple it's Option. So when you hold on Alt and you slide the cursor of whites or blacks to your right hand side, you will notice that the whole screen turns black. Now when you increase the whites, you'll see these dots or these patches that just started to appear. Now these patches means that you have overexposed the whites, and you don't want that. You don't want your image to look overexposed. So we'll keep it just when a hint of these patches are visible. That's when you need to stop. Same goes for the black. When you want to decrease the blacks, you just have to hold Alt and decrease the blacks till you find patches on your image that shows that you've overexposed this image. So just tone it down and keep it when you just start to see those patches. This looks perfect. Now the topmost part above basics: adjustment brush, radio filter, graduated filter, red eye correction, spot removal, and crop overlay. These are really helpful tools which you find in Lightroom. So if you open adjustment brush, this brush really is useful when you want to do specific adjustments to specific areas of the image. The interesting part of it, you have these effects, or you can call these presets. There are temperature preset, tint, exposure, contrast, highlight, iris enhance, soften skin, and teeth whitening. These brushes really come in handy on those selective parts. You can use the radial filter tool to draw an elliptical area around the subject and choose to reduce the exposure, saturation, sharpness of the portion outside the selected mask. Or you can invert the selection and do it on a specific area. Then you have graduated filter, which adds a graduated effect. Then you have red eye correction and spot removal. The spot removal helps in removing errors in the image, but I'd suggest you would do that on Photoshop because it's really not that accurate. But if you want to do a quick removal of a small detail, or if you want to remove some small errors, then you have crop tool, which helps in cropping the image out. I'm sure everyone has tried this tool. So crop tool is a normal tool. You do have these built-in ratios in crop tool, and 4:5 is the ratio used in Instagram. If you want to crop the image prior to posting on Instagram, then you can use the 4:5 ratio and crop the image how you like. And then finally, how to export an image. Right click the image and click on export. Then the export settings will appear from which you have export location where you want to export the image to, and you have this really nice option to put an image in the subfolder, and you can name that folder. So I always do this when I have different set of images to export. Then an important thing to remember is file settings. When you go to file settings, you have these options over here that which format you want to export the image to, and the quality of the image. The image quality is always on 100%, but if you have this on lower than 100, I would suggest you to put it on 100%, giving it the best quality while exporting the image. And that's all you have to remember. After that, just hit export and you'll have your picture to go. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe as much as possible. Share this video and support the channel. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate the love and support. Thank you guys once again, and I'll catch you in the next one.